When it comes to heritage at risk, one of our biggest challenges on these days is actually invasive rhododendron. So behind me, this is an area that we've cleared over the winter time. What is left is almost like a wasteland within the woodland. Rhododendron was introduced on the estate by Mr. Henry, probably not so much as an ornamental plant, more as a shelter plant, because we have so much southwesterly salt-laden winds. Rhododendron is quite resistant to it, and it will give protection to animals, plants. So that's probably why he introduced it. But had he known what it's doing to his legacy, his woodland, he would have never ever introduced it. So the woodland that we have today on the estate is pretty much Mr. Henry doing. So he planted about 300,000 trees over consecutive years to go back to the wooded valley that Kylemore once was. But by introducing the rhododendron, it's actually upsetting the natural life cycle of a woodland. Rhododendron grows really well in our mild temperate climate. It loves the acidic soil that we have. It's an evergreen. It lets very little light through. About only 2% of light gets to the forest floor. When it flowers, it looks stunning, and we quite often get tourists that phone us and ask us, oh, when are the rhododendron in flower? But you have to imagine that each of those flowers carries about 3,000 to 7,000 seeds. So a mature bush has about 1 million seeds that they can spread. And the rhododendron seeds actually germinate really well in moss that we have an abundance of in our beautiful woodland. So what does it do to the woodland? Well, it kind of stops the natural life cycle of a woodland. When the seeds of the trees fall on the ground, they actually cannot germinate because it's just too dark, and everything has been taken over in the understory by the rhododendron. So that means that we're missing generations of growth. If we take the rhododendron away, like you can see behind me, all we're left with is the old trees, and what we're missing is all the younger trees. You know, the babies, the toddlers, the teenagers, the 20-year-olds. We're missing all those generations of growth. And the danger of this, of course, is that an old woodland is very susceptible to disease, to storms, and with climate change, it will become even more challenging to keep it going. So the more biodiverse a woodland is, the more resistant it will be to those challenges. So it's really important for us to remove the rhododendron, and then you can see straight away that the woodland starts to regenerate itself, but still there's this massive gap between like a year-old sapling and like a 150-year-old oak tree. I guess our woodland is a really good example of what happens when an invasive species gets foothold, and how important it is to remove those invasive species, because we can always see if we remove the rhododendron from an area, the next spring straight away we see little oak saplings popping up or rowan saplings. So it shows that nature, you know, wants to recover after having an invasive species and become the beautiful natural heritage that it's meant to be.